Okay, dokie. Right. We're back. We're back. Quentel Smith, everybody. Quentel.
Hey,
Quentel. Before we get Quentel in, I want everyone to know there is a domestic violence hotline number that you can call if you need any assistance. It's 844-443-5732. 844-443-5732. Quentel, you have a story to tell.
Yes.
And you drove all the way from Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, right.
To tell it? To tell it.
Tell it.
Relative to your experience with the... Yeah, he drove from Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah,
I'm supposed to be there today.
Yeah.
I was talking 2
Yeah.
hours.
I'm supposed to be there today. We need to talk.
But Quentel is a survivor of domestic violence as well, and he's an author. But he was, he become free from their abusive partners by bridging the gap between victimization and survivorship. And I believe you have a situation where you were delivered through an emergency C-section.
That's correct.
Due to domestic violence. Give us that background on that.
Wow.
So what had happened was my mother and my father had got into a really heated argument, and so things had gotten out of hand that night. And so what happened was he slammed it. He threw it actually through a glass table, and from that point on, they had to deliver me through an emergency C-section. I like to make the joke because I was actually born premature at 6 months, but you can't tell now. Though. Right.
So during that time, did you experience any more of your mom being abused? Did you see that?
We as far as what it really didn't happen until I was about the age of 8 or 9. Yes, I'll never forget the situation where it happened was my mother, she was crying from the room. She said, "Quentel, tell your company to go home." And I said, "Why are you telling me to tell my company to go home?" And we were playing the video game. We played a Nintendo 64. It was a James Bond game.
Oh, wow. You my age. Okay.
Right.
Nintendo? You're talking my language.
So from that incident, as I was fulfilling the request that she said, and I was actually headed out the room, we lived in Jackson Ward in Gilpin Court. And the door was left open, and I just saw my father over top of my mother, and I never forget it. He took the big, huge boombox radio and struck upside the head.
Wow.
So this was the first incident. It just broke me to pieces.
And it's amazing because you seem as though you did not allow that to damage your spirit, your heart, your mind. Because most men seeing this can just take that on and just say, a lot of men say this is what it's supposed to be or look like.
Right.
And that's not true.
Yeah, right.
And you're such a humble young man.
Thank you.
Yeah, you said very humble. You're an author.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about this book.
So Move Your Mountain, How to Move Through the Challenges of Life, is a book that basically, what it shares with the readers is more so a forefront how they can handle whatever that pretty much comes before them. Forrest Gump says that life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Right.
And so what it does is it allows the reader to, from their own experiences, it's really to shed light on where they are and basically develop a roadmap to how they can get out. Because when you think about most situations, we have people who just moan and groan about their situations, but then we have people who really want some help, need some assistance, need some guidance. And so as we look at that, and we look at the suicide rate, 40,000 people commit suicide each year. Last year we saw 2 celebrities take their lives in the same week.
That's true.
Never seen that before.
That's true.
Never seen that before. And so I share my story is hope. It wasn't easy.
Right.
Yeah.
By all means, it was not easy.
Right.
So I share the book, number 1, finding out what is a mountain. There's some things that you're going to look at and that you're going to go through. It's going to feel like a mountain, that it cannot be moved. But I'm here to say it can be moved because I'm here. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, no, I got it. I want to quickly say this about it. I'm just reading a couple of lines here. Father, I got tired of seeing my mother suffering and decided that I couldn't just stand by and watch anymore. I couldn't wait or hope for someone to help me. I realized that in order to get through this, I had to take massive action.
That's correct.
Wow.
That's
that
correct.
alone is just powerful.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
Right there. The next day, I was assigned a counselor from the RBHA, which is the Richmond Behavioral Health Authority for anger management.
That's correct.
Wow. So
That's
how does
great.
is your mom still with him, or how does she
No,
get out?
we actually, at the end of the relationship, I said, Mother, this is it. It's either him or me.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow,
That's
strong.
a strong
You
decision. to
ended
make,
your
right?
relationship with your mother?
No, I ended the relationship between the two of them, because what had happened with that incident, I don't want to go off topic. He ended up trying to kill me. He uttered
You?
these words. Yes.
At what
we got
age?
into a huge. We got into a huge. I was 18 at the time, and I'm 24. So we got into a huge argument. He was bashing my mother, and I confronted him about it. And he uttered these words: "I'm going to kill you."
You.
Yes.
And you were 18, so you thought you were a man at that time, and you like, I'm going to kill you before you kill me.
So it was at this point.
I just used those words, but go on.
At the point in time. So I said that, you know what this has got to go. And so as he was exalting me, I said, Lord Jesus, how am I gonna get out of here? So I ran out and grabbed 2 knives and went downstairs and ran out the house. But as I left out, you can hear the destruction from across the street. It's like somebody just took a bulldozer and hit a house. That's how loud the destruction was. When I went from everything and I saw the impact, there was glass everywhere, bed sets was broken, everything was broken. So just imagine if I was in there. And so
But he's doing this to your mom?
this has happened between me and
You
him,
and him.
where I had actually escaped because he said he was going to kill me.
So
So I
this
escaped.
anger, this vengeance, this
Correct.
evil. So you got to witness his whole mentality change even when
Right.
he was hurting your mom. So your mom's moved on, is that correct?
Yes, and I had put, and to make a long story point, I just said, Mother, I said, this has had to go. Either you leave him, or this is it, or I have to go. You know.
And we
because
find women stay in situations that they don't need to
Right.
stay in. That's the point. And they want to
Yes.
continue thinking things will get better or he's going
They're
to
not.
You can't fix that.
That's
At
correct.
some point, you do have to make a decision.
That's
and
correct.
you helped your mom make that decision.
That's
and
correct.
a lot of children has helped their parents
Right.
to make a
Yeah.
decision because it was
Yes.
a do or die situation.
Right, and you wouldn't want, if he had done something, they could have arrested him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
so you did the right thing.
Right,
Correct.
because there are
Yeah.
incidents
Yeah.
where they, for example, the young lady that was in Florida, she fired a warning shot at her husband, and she got served
Right.
some time.
She
served
served
some
Yeah,
time.
that's that
Protecting
law
herself.
thing there
That's
in
right.
Florida about that. And you
Yeah.
protecting yourself and you go to jail.
Right. So
Right.
talk about in Richmond. I know that every year I do a conference there with a friend, and they said that Richmond, Virginia, had the highest rate of domestic violence.
What?
And with that, what are you
can
doing in that
understand.
area concerning domestic violence now? Or do you have conferences going on? Are you working with other nonprofits? Do you have a nonprofit yourself?
I don't per se have a nonprofit. Number one, I do always share my story with everyone, and then number two, I'm actually hosting an event in Richmond. It's titled "No More Tears: Ending the Silence of Domestic Violence." Why? Because it's an issue that most people don't want to talk about, but it
Right.
needs to be addressed. I read a study. It said that according to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, every minute as we've been sitting here, among 21 people have been abused. Even says that 3 women are killed each day due to domestic violence.
Wow.
Let's think, we've been sitting here for quite some time.
Right.
Many people have been abused, but nobody's saying anything.
Well, I think we've come to a point in our society that there are many organizations now, be that we know about them or not, they are happening.
Yeah.
And they're
Right.
coming
And
across
they're-
this country. We are talking
There's
about
more
it. That's an
awareness.
alone
Yeah,
with
there's
the
more
reason
awareness.
of awareness
Yeah.
being done now than
Exactly.
ever before.
Right.
So
That's
we
correct.
applaud you. Well, do you have a date for the No More Tears?
No More Tears will be April 13th.
April
Uh,
13th.
This month. It's going to be from 2 to 4. It's going to be at the Richmond Public Library at the main library. You don't want to miss this. I will be sharing my story, and I do have 4 other speakers. Our fiance will be sharing her story as well.
Wow, look, he looks like he has a lot to say.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
powerful, and I applaud you at
Right.
24.
Yes.
We
yes.
give you
Thank you.
kudos at 24 to be able to facilitate. You look like you're a facilitator
Right.
in this respect. Do you have any last comments or
No, I
questions
just,
for me?
I mean, I want to go to Richmond.
Yeah, I think
wanna
we should
be
go.
there. We need to
yeah,
show
we need.
up.
We're going to try to definitely make sure we can come
Right.
and make
like a
anything to go
road
out of town.
I
This
do
one
want to
here.
have, I won't be there, but I do want to, continue this conversation with you about the solutions that you're providing for the Richmond, Virginia area. I know that everybody has things going on, but it is significant that you yourself a 24-year-old is adding that
Right.
relevance and that solution to that problem in that area.
that area.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Your lady, your fiance, April, we got to get her and talk about her decision. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had a great day. This has always been full. We don't always have enough time. An hour goes by so fast.
fast.
But before we leave, we want to say happy birthday to Lakey,
Happy
our
birthday.
sister for Sister Network sister, and all of you are celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday to you. We thank you, Vivian Ross. We thank you, Jennifer. We thank you,
Yes,
Quentel.
thank you.
You're
We
more than
thank
welcome.
all of
Thank
you all who continue to watch and support us.
Thank
But
you.
time has moved on. What time is it, ladies?
It's
time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity. Love you much for watching. See you next week.
Have a good one.
Oh, shoot.